Some people might disagree, and I completely understand, but I believe, from my experience over the past 10 years, that people are investing in me as much as they are investing in my services. So that's the thing that I really need to showcase again and again. Yes, the photos are important, but the person making the photos is equally as important. And so often we hide behind that. We just say, well, here are the photos, here are the photos. How can you interject yourself as the creator, as the curator, and then as the sharer of those images? Now, I think that one of the things I want to compete on is not just photos. I want to compete on my personality. I want to compete on my brand. I want to compete first and foremost on an experience. Now, if we just talk about the definition of a brand is a series of sets of expectations and experiences that one client chooses one service over another. That was defined, that really awful paraphrase was from Seth Godin. He says that people choose one business or another, one service over another, based on personal experiences. So if we understand that people are choosing based on experience and we are not infusing ourselves into the experience of photography, we are doing ourselves a disservice. So what you will see me going into when it comes to marketing is personality, service, experience. Yes, the photos, but how can I be competitive? By adding things that make me unique. How can you be competitive? By adding things that make you unique. So I'm going to show you my marketing forces so that you can utilize them in the future as well. Now, this is going to be a review. One thing to note is that this slide might be familiar because earlier on in the lessons, and some people are nodding, like, yes, thank you so much for paying attention and going through the journey. JD had said when I was stressing out around midnight last night, he's like, why don't you just use some of the photos that you've used in the past and just put new text on it? I was like, people notice. And he's like, people don't notice. Well, you just proved that. I said, you might notice this photo. And she's like, yes, I do notice it. So boom, they notice. So that lack of sleep last night was so worth it. But I'm going to use this image and use this idea of creating evangelists to jar your memory. Image association. Now, when I talk about evangelists, these are basically people who are zealous advocates of something. You don't want to have a client who's simply satisfied, while effective. It's not going to get you where you need to be. You need a zealous advocate. Now, when I refer to my efforts and myself, I will say that I am marketing or I am a marketer. When I refer to people who are talking up my services on my behalf, I call them evangelists. So that's going to be a key marker as we go into it. Now, basically, you want to create evangelists for your work because they're going to take care of your business far better than you could take care of your business in regard to talking about it. Because I can go up to you and be like, my business is so great. My business is like so great. So great, so great. Business is great. Great, great, great. I'm great. My business is great. It sounds funny when I say this, but when we listen to the radio, what do people say? Our beer is great. Our food is great. Our shoes are great. When you listen to, when you watch TV, our beer is great. Our food is great. Our shoes are great, right? So we're trying to compete with this onslaught of pay attention to me, I'm great, I'm great. But what if your sister came to you and said, Jasmine's great? You would trust her so much more. That's the evangelist. That's the zealous advocate I want to create. So how do we first kind of create and get into those advocates? First, I want to prepare my images so that my advocates can use them, so that my evangelists can use them. The first step that I use to make sure that my images are going to go out in the most effective way is Blog Stomp. Now, Blog Stomp will rock your world. Now, people who are using it are just like, that's right. Like we just went to church in like Atlanta, Georgia. Blog Stomp, amen. Because what we do is in this single button, we have watermarked all of our images. Yes, but wait, there's more. I'm gonna show you how this actually happens. It is an app, and it will revolutionize the way that you approach it. Because sometimes people, my biggest complaint that I hear from photographers is that it takes me so long to blog. It takes me so long to share my images. Well, we're gonna talk about how easy it is. Now, as a clarification, I've received emails, I've read in the Facebook group, when do you watermark and when do you not? Rule of thumb, I don't watermark. So if anybody's gonna walk away with something, it's that. I don't watermark. However, if I do watermark, I want to clarify, I do watermark, but I don't want people saying that, I don't want people perceiving that I give my vendors watermarks, that I give my clients watermarks. No, no, no. People who have participated in the event and that are close to the event do not get watermarked images. I watermark the images that will go out in that first marketing campaign. because people on Pinterest, people on Twitter, on Instagram, they're going to be seeing my images, and I really want to be able to be sourced back to that, at least initially. That's where the biggest push comes, and that's my largest concern. So why I don't watermark images for my vendors, for the creative team, is because I want them to know that I trust them. I want them, I send an email, and I have a template email when I send to the creative team to cite me when they use the images. In print, online, any sort of promotional campaign, I say, I do not watermark the images, but please cite photo credit as Jasmine Star. So I'm letting them know. Now, by and large, the creative team takes care of me because I have taken care of them. Have there been instances in the past where a vendor will use the images and not cite the source? Yes, that has happened. And the next time I work with that vendor, do I send them images without my name on them? No. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. So once we have established that, but 9.5 times out of 10, everybody's doing it the way that I should. Now, I don't watermark images for my clients because some photographers might disagree, but my clients are just as much of an owner of the images as I am. I could not do what I do without them. Why would I give them watermarked images for them not to share, for them to make them feel like they're having to promote me? I would prefer to inspire them to promote me. I'm gonna talk about what that looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get into a demo of Blog Stomp so that you guys can kind of see what that looks like and how quickly and efficiently this is working. So we're gonna bring that on up. Great. So this is Blog Stomp. This is an app that you download. Now, very basic, very intuitive. So let me just follow some directions. Go on, drag some photos in here. Well, let's grab 41 images, all high res. So what it's doing for me automatically is populating them in my box. Okay, cool. So why don't we just do a little preview of what it would look like? Well, I can select this photo and look at here in the lower right-hand corner. My watermarker's already there. Now, you can add borders, you can add your own type font within the app. I have uploaded a PNG file because it's the font that I want, but you're capable of doing that too. Let's just say that I want to create some sort of like diptych for a blog post, for social media, or a triptych. A diptych are 2 photos next to each other, a triptych 3 photos. Maybe I want to add a quadric. I don't even know if that's technically a word, but it makes me sound really smart. Let's just technically try a couple things here. Why don't we pull, let's see. Let's go, so we're going to click on freestyle, and then I'm going to select, this is probably great. So what it's doing is like, do I like what's going on here? I don't know, let's try this one. Oh, let me redesign here. Or redesign here. Okay, how easy, boom. Let's go back to batch, right? So let's just say I don't want to create any sort of collages. Let's just say that I want to watermark all of these images, all 41 images. Hang on one sec. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply say stomp it. Look it down here. Go on, girl, get your Blog Stomp on. 41 images stomped to your folder. Now I have a folder on my desktop called Stomped. All 41 images in here. Watermark, 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 watermark. Can we get an amen? That's right. Amen. Mount Zion. Okay, so what I do is I get all of my images that I think will go on the blog post, that I think will go on social media. An average blog post for me has around 30 images from a wedding and 8 images from an engagement session. I've gone to blog posts in the past where photographers will have 50, 60 photos on their blog post, and I think that that's way too many because most of the time people aren't scrolling. You want what's online to be your best work. Anything beyond your absolute best work, put it into a slideshow. We're gonna get into a slideshow right there.